Picture this, you just saved up so much money to get your first investment property. You spent the last 3 weeks finding the perfect tenants. This is supposed to be the beginning of your real estate career, and literally 3 weeks later, you receive that dreaded phone call and it's all crashing down. There's one thing that we all use on a regular basis that could have your dreams up in smoke. You're gonna wanna stay tuned with me as we're gonna be talking about home insurance tips to help you avoid potential disaster. What's up, BiggerPockets channel? My name is Jesse Vasquez. I am a real estate investor, an entrepreneur. I'm a YouTuber, and I actually invest in real estate for quite some time now. And today I'm going to be talking about home insurance tips to help you avoid disaster. One in specific that I actually had that happened to my property, and I think you all should be aware about it because I didn't even know this is something that could potentially cause a disaster or a home fire. So we're going to break into that. But before I get into that, why is it so hard to protect your properties? Traditional insurance companies make it painful to get a policy with long lead times, lengthy paper forms. Landlords deserve better. With Steadily.com, you can get next day affordable landlord insurance in literally just a few clicks. From single family homes to short-term rentals, apartment buildings, and beyond, Steadily gets you the best rates on the market. Save serious time and money on your rental property insurance. Visit Steadily.com to get a commitment-free quote today. I'm inspired to share this information with you because even though I'm an experienced investor, I was living in a ticking time bomb, and it was because of an appliance that we all literally use on a regular basis. And yes, this is a serious story. It was a dryer. Literally a dryer had put me in a situation where I could have potentially had a fire. Just like many of you probably purchased your first property with all the amount of money that you had, or maybe a chunk of savings account was definitely gone into that. And for me, that's what happened. I purchased a property, put a lot of money into it, and I had to buy my appliances from different places, and it happened to be a yard sale that I picked up one of those beautiful mint green 1970s washer and dryers. And let me tell you, those things work fabulously. They are literally the best washer and dryer machines. 6 months after having that specific washer and dryer, I decided to upgrade. And if I didn't upgrade, I would have actually put myself in a really bad situation. The new dryer that I picked up has these new sensors, and those sensors actually tell you if you have a blockage, and that's what happened. It wouldn't run for more than 5 minutes at a time. It would shut off. I called the technician to come out, and he ended up looking at the dryer vent, something that I had no idea could potentially be blocked. I had 99% blockage with that exhaust fan. I had no idea that these things needed to be cleaned on a regular basis. That was my first property that I bought many years ago. And if I didn't buy that new dryer, the appliance tech had told me that I literally could have dealt with the fire, that I was this close to dealing with the fire. And if it wasn't for that new appliance, I would have put myself in a really bad situation. The National Fire Protection Agency reports that dryers and washing machines cause an average of 15,970 fires each year, with dryers being 92% of the fires that actually occur on average of over $200 million in property damage. That is freaking crazy. So if you have a dryer, please make sure that you clean your vents at least once a year, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more in detail. So let's go over a few often overlooked maintenance homeowners insurance tips that can help save you from a disaster. Like I just talked to you guys about a minute ago, the dryer. I never knew that could be a potential issue. If you start to notice that your clothes take longer to dry, that could be a telltale sign that there's something wrong with your dryer. So before you're doing the next load, check for the plugged vent and clean any lint out of the actual lint trap. I never did that either, so it's definitely something you want to do on a regular basis. Please make sure to place a smoke detector above the dryer. Clean your entire duct system at least once a year. Clean any lint filter after every load, and do not overload your dryer. I know that I want to do that most of the time, but that's a lot of wear and tear and a lot of energy that's used specifically in the dryer. If your water tank heater is more than 10 years old, you definitely want to get that inspected each year and consider replacing them. Water heater failure can lead to a huge flood, explosion, or even carbon monoxide poisoning. So that's something you want to make sure that you take care of. Not replacing a water heater can cause a ton of damage. So you most definitely want to make sure your water heater is tuned up regularly. Next up is HVAC. We need to make sure that we get these serviced on a regular basis. And I didn't specifically know that until I ran into HVAC issues and I had a technician that came out and he said, hey man, you really have to make sure that you're having maintenance done on these on a regular basis. So please be sure to check your drain pans, lines that are functioning properly to avoid overflow damage. Faulty HVAC systems can lead to carbon monoxide poisoning if not properly maintained. So we want to make sure that our tenants are safe and secure, as well as our families if these are our personal properties. Another tip that I can give you guys is if you have a wood burning stove and you use that during the winter, please make sure to get that cleaned annually. This is another often overlooked step that a lot of homeowners or even landlords will forget to do. especially if people are using those on a regular basis. And it doesn't cost too much to have somebody come sweep those chimneys. So make sure that you are taking care of your chimney. Again, we're taking care of our families, tenants that we have in our properties, and all these little tips can help save us thousands of dollars in the long run. And another important factor that I'm going to bring up right now, because I had this happen to me, I purchased a property not too long ago, and we didn't get any tree maintenance. There was actually trees that were on top of the property. As I mentioned in previous videos, here in California, we had literally the craziest weather we've seen in many years. Tree limbs broke and fell on the roof, and that caused a huge problem. We actually started to have leaks in the roof because of those trees that fell. They clogged up a lot of the drains in the property. So you definitely want to make sure that you're paying attention to any trees that are hanging above the property. And another thing to note on that is that if you do have trees that hang very close to properties, that's another way for rodents to get into the property. Our entire goal is to make sure that you are keeping your tenants safe and that you're keeping your family safe. And these, rodents could definitely get into your property, chew lines up, get into the home, and that's not a fun situation to be in. And I have a lot of stories on that, which I could tell on another day. I don't know if you've seen the movie Ratatouille before, but yeah, I really did have a rat cooking some meals in my property once. I'm kidding, that didn't happen, but it would be a cool story if it did happen. According to the National Fire Protection Agency, every 93 seconds there is a fire somewhere in the United States. We definitely want to make sure that we're taking care of all these little maintenance tips that can help us save thousands of dollars over the long run. Thank you all for watching this. I really appreciate it. And thanks to our friends over at steadily.com. And make sure to head on over to their website at steadily.com to get a commitment-free quote today. Be sure to like and subscribe to the BiggerPockets channel to be the first to be notified about new releases from BiggerPockets. And give me a follow over on Instagram or YouTube at @TheRealJesseVasquez. Have a wonderful day and take care, everybody.